And welcome to another round of GT3 Sundays here with FRL Formula Racing League. It's round 8 of the championship, and we're here at Zandvoort. This is Timmy Blunder, and with me tonight my fellow commentator RSR Cooper. How are you doing, Cooper?
I'm very well, Timmy. I'm very well. I've been waiting for this since about 7 o'clock this morning. As soon as I woke up to my children hitting me, saying get up, I've been thinking it's race day. And I've ignored them all day until this point. So I'm very happy to be here, as always. And everyone will notice that Timmy is streaming again tonight rather than me, because my internet is still pants, but it will be rectified in a week or so. So that's why it's coming from Timmy. Let's get straight into it, I think, guys. I mean, everyone should be fairly familiar with our format. We've been doing this quite a few weeks now, so we feature a driver every single week. And tonight we're blessed with some FRL royalty, aren't we, Timmy? Tonight
we are indeed, yeah. The man, the myth, the legend, Crazies.
Yeah, Crazies. You there, Crazies? How you doing?
So bad.
I don't know whether I should bow or curtsy, Timmy. Which one do you think I should do here?
You go for the curtsy, mate.
Yeah, okay, I'll do a curtsy. Alright, so thank you for joining us. You're welcome. Thanks for joining us. Obviously, we like to talk to everybody. I did notice earlier, though, and I think we briefly touched on it pre-show, but the BMW guys, for some reason, their car broke down this week, didn't it? And they've allowed you to jump in a Bentley. That's pretty good for you. Indeed, yeah. Good. That's a good deal. Well, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. So we ask everyone sort of fairly similar questions, but we'll do a couple of those, and then we'll move off piece a little bit. So FRL sim racing. How did your journey start, and how did you end up with these guys? Yeah.
Could I hold you guys up again a second? We have technical difficulties. I think Crazy's not sharing his audio, so no Crazy's coming through.
Could you just check that, mate? It might. I don't know. Well, I've got all three. Have you got all your 3 boxes ticked on your broadcast? So we've got a fast track run at the moment. I'm hoping it doesn't get too windy and that sand starts getting blown all over the place, because that could be quite annoying to me. I'm hoping it doesn't get too windy and that sand starts...
Yeah, at the moment we're just on board with lock and load at the minute, so just following him round whilst we try and sort out these difficulties.
Don't think so, mate, not at the moment. I'm just going to check it as well. So in your... Well, just double check for me. So go into your audio settings on your broadcast and make sure that the 3 boxes are ticked to share that. And then in the party chat that we're in, if you check audio settings in party chat and just make sure it's clicked for always allow your voice, because I did that a few weeks ago and I didn't have that one ticked and it didn't come through on the party. PS5, you're so lucky. He's so lucky, isn't he, Timmy?
There you go, I found it now. I've
Good.
done it. Is it coming through now?
We'll wait and see.
It's, yeah, share your voice, allow, so.
Yeah, that'll be it. Timmy, has that come through?
Yeah, it's coming through now. You're
right,
good.
Fine, let's start
Go
again. Let's start again. Okay, so Right, we'll start again. So, anyone that was listening, turn it off and we'll start again. Right, so, hi Timmy, hi Mark, hello everyone. Okay, today we're talking to Crazies. Okay, so I've asked him a couple of questions. We've spoken about the Beamer not letting you race with them, so you're in a Bentley, which was good. And you just started talking to us about how you'd got involved with sim racing and with FRL. So maybe just pick it up from there, mate.
Yeah, so it's about 2 years ago, I think it was. But it was basically a group off of Facebook, and yeah, raced with them for a couple of seasons. But that was on the old Assetto Corsa game. And as I was saying, Lely was on there as well. So I mean, me and him have raced quite a while ago. But then, yeah, I sort of stopped with them and joined this group. Basically, most of the people that are in it still was in it when I joined about a year and a half ago, I think it was.
Yep.
But it was called a different name back then. I think it was GRL or GLR, something like that. But basically, we ended up merging into FRL with the Formula One side of it, and then.
Yep.
Obviously, since that, we've merged and gone our own way into the FRL as it is now. And obviously, it's just got bigger and bigger.
It is, and it is growing, which is great. I mean, if anyone hasn't had the chance yet, there's a very new, shiny website out there, formulaRacingLeague.co.uk. You can go and check that out. It's got the calendar of all the huge amount of events that are going on, both on the PlayStation and on the PC. So the standings, tables, Hall of Fame, everything on there is awesome. That's really good to understand that. I've got a personal question for you. So,
yeah,
how are you so fast? Why do you keep winning all these championships? You know, are you sat at home with a G27 on a kitchen table, or are we in a full setup, or is it just you're just really quick?
Well, I mean, I've got a T300, and I've had that since I started sort of getting into it. So I've had it a couple of years now. The only thing I've upgraded is my pedals. I've got the load cell Thrustmaster.
Yeah. There you go.
And then I've got just a play seat, but it is bolted onto a sort of like a wooden base. That's covered with sort of like some soft fabric just to make it higher up. But it's I don't know. I just drive and just feel the car through my hands. That's all you can do really. We're on sim racing anyway. But
yeah, of course. And the thing is,
it ends up being quick. So
well, keep it up, mate. It's good to. It's really good to watch. We've been frustrated over the last few weeks. When we've been commentating on certain races, and you've ended up being sat in the pits. Like last week, I was like, get back out there, right? Because I want to see you guys out there driving.
I mean, when it's in a car like the Bentley, for instance, the Bentley is easy to drive. It's easy to drive fast. So, when I'm in a car that I really gel with, if I have an accident at the start or something, I will carry on normally.
Yeah.
But I was getting to the point with the BMW where it's a difficult. I mean, I could be fairly fast in it, but it was just compared to some of the other cars, it's just so. It's slow, if you know what I mean, especially the corners. It was so difficult, and it just if someone takes you out straight away or you crash straight away, it just puts me off because I know I'm not going to be able to catch them back up.
That's right. Yeah, of course.
It's some motivation. That's one of the reasons why we swapped back into the Bentley because I want to enjoy it again.
Yeah, no doubt, mate. That's a good. It's a good choice. Right, what time is it? I don't want to cut you off. Timmy, have you got any questions for Crazies? Because I'm just conscious that with that technical hitch, we've probably had him a bit longer than we normally would, and he's got, if he wants to do more practice.
Well, I just wanted to know what's his thoughts about Zandvoort. Is it a track you like or not? Is it just one of those to get out of the way?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not too bad of a track. It's not one of my favourites, but I've normally done pretty well here. I mean, I won last season championship here in the Ferrari, and actually I only won three or four races last season in the Ferrari, but this was one of the tracks I did actually win at. So I mean, it's not been a bad track to me. Let's just say that, but it's not one of my favourites anyway.
Yeah, I think qualifying is going to be exceedingly important because, like I say, it's a very tight, twisty track and hard to overtake. So
Yeah,
needs to put a good quality in.
Well, he's still 24 thousandths at the top of the leaderboard, so it could bode well for him.
Yeah, I don't want to give my pace away too early.
Oh no, of course, you're sandbagging at least 4 seconds.
Yeah, that was on 100 litres, Cooper. 100 litres.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, safe setup. I forgot. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Hopefully, once the track gets faster, the times will come down a bit more as well. So.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Well, listen. Thank you for your time, crazies. We wish you the best of luck for tonight. Do what you need to do, mate. I hope it goes well.
Yeah, good luck.
Cheers for that. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Okay, mate. Thank you. See you later.
See ya.
Good.
So, yeah, that's a good chat.
Good to
nice to know what sort of like setup people are using and whatever.
Okay, well, it's a good talking point for us, isn't it? Really, you read all these things about setups and equipment, and does it really make a difference? Doesn't it make a difference? And or certainly the people at the higher end of the skill level will always say, the main thing you need to probably look at is your brake setup first. Yeah. And I'll vouch for that because if I had a load cell set up, I'd be so fast. You'd all be in trouble, but I don't have that, which is why I'm really, really poo.
I'm not sure that's actually the answer, but okay, I'll take your word for it. Yeah.
Well, at least I said poo, not something else. Because this is child-friendly, this channel.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so that was good to hear him, because I used to think that maybe Crazies was maybe a robot or something, just used to win all the races and championships, but no, he is a person, which is good to know.
Yeah, definitely not a bot.
No, not. And luckily for everybody tonight, we will be on time, because Gamer Dad has obviously skived off work this week, so he's in. He's been in practice, so we should get underway at the right time, which means we don't have to talk crap for too long.
No, we've still got 14 minutes worth of stuff to film. So we are 10 minutes or so overdue, but hey, that's
good. We don't mind. We don't mind. Right, shall we give our loyal and new followers some information about where we are, as we do every week, with standings, with the driver grid and all those bits? What do you want to kick off with?
Well, let's do the standings, what we normally start with, isn't it?
Do those standings, Timmy.
I'm doing the standings. Bear with 1 second. Let me grab my little bit of paperwork. So, standings as it is at the moment, before we start round 8 at Zandvoort. You have a Lock and Load right at the top of the championship with 387 points. You've got Lely 9, who is second on 220. Joseph Trout, joint second with Lely on 220. And Gamer Dad sitting in fourth on 207. Crazies, who we've just spoken to, sitting in 5th place on 184. Mr. Hutch, who's had a couple of decent weekends last couple of weeks, sitting on 168. Chica, the Bad Luck Magnet, on 166. Mr. Error on 165, so a little bit of a close one between those three there. Keddy, who I don't believe is with us anymore, moved over to a different series, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Maybe, I think he might have gone over onto the PC side.
Yeah, so 156 in 9th place. You got Tarek in 10th on 88. Rashid on 85 points. Marpat on 75. James Williams on 59. Yavolton on 45. Then Tukowski sitting on 15th on 33 points. King of the Hills in 16th on 32. Michael Races, he's only done a couple of races with us. He's a new join. He's on 26 points. Then you've got Darren Mark sitting on 22 points. Dal on 13. And the last point scorer, Plasterer Dan, who was one of the stand-ins, on 10 points. So that's the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah. Some good opportunities for people to, continue their battles today. It's not hugely spread out over that. And on a different note, actually, I was just thinking, because you were talking about Darren and Dal and a couple of others there. Have you seen some of this new merch that's been flying out the door recently?
Can't say that, haven't we, actually? Why?
You haven't? No, so Daz Parker's been a busy boy, and, a lot of the chaps have got these new FRL hoodies, which are very inconspicuous in their bright orange colour. but they look pretty cool. Mr. Error was rocking one out. Yvolton was showing us some very excellent modelling photos, and actually Yvolton's back in his proper car today, with the right colours on.
Ah.
Tried to do one on us last
Blue
week.
and green.
That.
But he's done it the last couple of races, hasn't he?
Yes, he has, yeah. So, so he's back to normal. So speaking of the guys that we've got racing, let me just run through who we've got attending tonight, Timmy, just so that everyone is aware. As usual, we've got a full grid, which I love seeing a full grid. I do love seeing a full grid. So, Berlin's Most Wanted, we've got Dell and Crazies. They're going to be looking to increase their points, although they will take a hit on the points with that car change, I believe. It's 50 points on the constructors for that, which is a shame, but hey, you can't just change car. TT Motorsport, we've got Yvolton and Plaster with Dan. We've got Team Becco, Michael Races and Chica. Not Fast, just Interstellar. We've got FRL Hutch, and we've got George sitting in there. Audi Sports, we've got Darren Mark and Shadow Lancer, and then Triple X Motorsport, Gamer Dad, King of the Hills, in the Nissan. Let's see how they go around here today. Lime Racing Team, Tarek, and Big Time Dave's obviously sitting in for Keddy. No pressure there, just got to win, Big Time Dave. Gulf Claren, Marpat and Joseph. Glorious Wings, we've got the ever-presence of Mr. Error and Lely. And then last but not least, in terms of how that's set up, Run DJC Racing with our good friend Rashid and JR Lop and Load. So full grid. We did have quite a few reserves tonight, actually, who were sat there praying. Obviously, that nothing bad happened to any of the drivers, but as is the popularity of this series at the moment, there's a lot of people joining, and a lot of people want to get involved. Again, great to see, but I think there were sort of 4 or 5 people who hopefully are watching. We do have five watching at the moment who are scoping out the competition in case they get that call. That's those drivers for you.
Yeah, to say whoever is watching, please put a post on the chat. We'll see if we can respond. Say hello, let us know who's watching. Yeah?
Yeah, indeed. We like to interact with everybody, don't we?
Oh yeah, it's my speciality, multitasking.
Well, you're getting better. If anything else, being with FRL and doing sim racing is teaching you how to multitask. Not only do you have to press buttons whilst you're driving and using your feet, which is difficult for you in your Motability scooter that you have, apart from hitting youths with hoodies on, you're getting this down. I don't think I need to do any broadcasting. You can just do it every week. Yeah. Great.
Thing is, for me, it's just I'm like an old timepiece. We have to wind it up. It takes a bit of time to get going. Give it a wind.
Well,
get there eventually.
If you want, yeah. Good. So, we've got 8 minutes left. Crazies is still sat there at the top of the sheet at the moment. Lockalo's literally a snippet behind. But I haven't seen the times improving over the last couple of minutes, though.
No, I was on board with Crazies a second ago, and we're having some mad jumping around. So, we seem to be okay with Lock and Load, so we'll stay on board with Lock and Load for a bit. I was thinking, we've done the driver standings. Have we done team standings? Don't think we have we?
No,
so
we haven't done
do you have that? Would you like to go through that, or?
I will go through that, Timmy. No problem at all. And actually, one other thing that I wanted to touch on tonight, after the team standings, is to actually look at how the points are divvied up, because we're all talking about teams and points and all the rest of it, but other people that might not be familiar might not be aware of how the points are set up and the race formats. So we'll give a little reminder out on that, because it's always good to know. So currently we have in first place is Run DJC Racing, and they're sitting on 472 points. In second at the moment is Glorious Wings on 385, so an 87-point gap there. Gulf Claren are in third, which is a really good effort from those guys on 304. Obviously they're a bit further behind, 168-point difference to the top guys. Then we've got Lime Racing Team on 270. Triple X Motorsport not far behind them on 255. So that's not a lot in terms of that gap. Not fast, just Instella again. Not a big gap. They're on 243, and Team Beko are on 225. In 8th currently, we've got Berlin's Most Wanted on 197, although they're going to take a hit, but you never know. I think if Crazies is happier in his machine, they might be pulling more points in over the rest of this season. Audi Sports CR are currently in 9th place with 91 points. And then at the bottom, we've got Twaziki Twazak Motorsport on 89 points. And I believe that I said Twaziki Twazak correct.
Not according to the way it's spelled, but there we go.
Well, I know, I said A instead of I, but
and,
your Volton's going to be giving me stick for that, anyway.
I happen to be on board with Michael Races, who is also in a different car today.
Is he? What's he in?
He's in a Mercedes in a, I don't know, a chromy burgundy coloured car with a matte grey rear end.
Well, maybe, because I don't know if Michael's taken the seat permanently. We'll need to check with, you know, with the powers that be. But if he is, you know, standing in, he might have had a free choice. But I will double check that. Otherwise, people are going to be getting 50-point penalties, constructor penalties, quite a lot, which they don't really want at this stage of the season. We'll check that out. So,
not if they can help it.
No, indeed. So this, you know what? In terms of battles, there, if you're looking at that table, realistically, from 3rd place, Gulf Claren on 304, you've only got like a 34 point gap to Lime Racing Team, and then I'd say all the way down to Berlin's Most Wanted, 3rd to 8th in the constructors is pretty damn close, which, you know, that's going to promote, you know, quite a bit of racing. Safe racing,
will indeed,
I hope.
Yeah. It looks like...
sorry, go on, sorry.
No, you carry on.
I was going to ask you if you would just like to just run through the format of what we do on the GT3 Sundays, Timmy.
Yeah, can do. So obviously, for those that don't know, it's 2 races, both 30-minute races, sprint races. We have a 15-minute qualifying before the first race. Then the top 3 podium finishers in the first race do not qualify for the second. Then we have a 7-minute qualifying session for the second race, which is also 30 minutes. Something I didn't realise, but I noticed the other day that they give different amount of points out for the second race. It's actually less points than the first, according to the webpage. I didn't realise that myself, I have to be honest. Did you?
Nope. Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't realise that, actually. Maybe it's been updated, you know, maybe it was like ACC version 1.8.3 and this was the FRL website version 1.4.4 that we just didn't know about or didn't think about because we're so old.
You never
probably
know.
Missed that.
Probably,
no, you
probably
don't know,
did, yeah.
No.
So rather than waiting for qualifying, shall we do a quick lap guide like now?
Yeah, do
so
it.
We're not doing
Do it now. Yeah.
Because we always end up doing it over quality.
Doing it quality.
So, yeah. So we're at Zandvoort, in Holland, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, Zandvoort. Yeah, Holland. Anyway, so down the main start-finish straight, there's a board on the left-hand side of the circuit as you approach the first corner, Tarzan corner. Quite why it's called Tarzan corner, I have no idea, but it is. So nail onto the brakes, aiming at basically at quite an open hairpin. First gear through there, corner's cambered, so make sure you tuck it in against the curb. And throttle out the corner. And then you're going to come and approach Gerlach corner. So there's a sweeping left-hander just before it, so hug the curb to the left-hand side. And then somewhere about halfway along the curb on the left-hand side, you want to drop it down into second gear and sweep through the right-hander. Be careful of the curb on the inside because it's quite a tall curb and it will rotate the car and try and spit you out. So hug that corner, sweep out to the left and then basically aim straight at the next hairpin, which is Hugenholtz corner. Again, it's quite a high cambered corner, so down into first gear, stay tight to the curb, then accelerate out the hairpin up the hill, and effectively you're through a right, left, right sweeper, which you're flat out from that hairpin, and you go through Rob Slotmaker corner, which is kind of sweeping right-hander. You pick up the curb on the left-hand side, and somewhere at the end of that curb I use a braking marker, brake down to third gear and sweep through the corner, taking some of the curb on the inside, but be careful to keep your throttle nicely balanced, because it can try and rotate the car and spin you out. So then you kind of go up a little bit of a crest, look out for the overhead banner or the white line marks on the floor, which will be your braking point for master corner, which you will quickly drop down into second gear and sweep through that corner, taking a bit of the curb on the inside to your right. Then sweep out to the left. It's quite a hard corner to judge coming into corner number 9. There's no name for it, it's just corner number 9. You want to go down to second gear, but it's an open corner and you're kind of slowing down as you go through the corner. So you want to get down second gear, hit the curb on your right, and accelerate away, looking for a kind of orange marker board on the right hand side before corner number 10. Use that as a braking marker, sweep round effectively a long open hairpin again, second gear, try not to be too early on the gas, pick up the curb on the right hand side. Effectively you're going over a slight hill as you come to Hans Ernst corner. As you do, there's 2 lines on the road. You pick up the second line as your braking point, tuck it all the way down to first gear, swing it for a 90-degree right-hander into then yet another hairpin, which is Hunzerug corner. Sweep round that, accelerate down a short straight to Kumo, which is a sweeping right-hander. Again, watch the pick up of the curb on the inside, because it will try and rotate you too much. Sweep to the outside, and then as you approach Ari Lundijk corner, which is the last corner on the circuit, if you pick the line correctly, you can get a flat-out run through that corner, third gear, out onto the main start-finish straight, and across the finish line again.
Wow, what timing. That was a beautiful lap guide to me. Right on time, so we're not going to miss any of qualifying. Perfect. Right, so qualifying. We're still on the fast track. Looks like the track may have gone up a temp 1 degree. 29, 22 ambient.
Yeah. So
is it going to grip up before the end, do we think?
I would say so. Yeah, for sure. But we'll see by the times, won't we? So
you've had a couple of people say hello in the live chat, by the way, if you want to.
Yeah, MS Racing GT. Good evening to you. It says greetings to the commentators. Thank you very much, and good luck to all on the track. Lurchies, as ever, in the chat watching the stream. Thank you very much, Lurchies. Good to see you in there again. So yeah, we've had a couple of people comment. So
which is good.
Yeah,
it's good.
So we're out on track. Obviously, qualifying's now started. We're on board with Crazies, who will be the first person to come across the line to start a flying lap. Obviously, wants to get an early banker in there with hopefully a clear track in front of him.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's lost it just coming through. As I say that, he's just coming through Hans Ernst corner.
That's all right.
Takes way too much curve.
His teammate. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Line astern. I used to love doing that in the Bentley. We used to like doing that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Looks good on the TV.
Same sort of livery. They've got the right colours though, haven't they? The right
Yeah.
kind of red and blue for the Union flag. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's sweeping out onto the start-finish straight, and here we go. Start a flying lap from Crazies.
Right, Tarek's sitting behind them. Okay, let's see what transpires.
Somebody's just come out of the pits in front of Crazies. I think it's Hutch, so hopefully he won't get in his way. And I believe his teammate has lost it behind him. So yeah, he's going up the hill through the sweeping corners to Rob's Slotmaker corner. Are you still with me, Cooper?
I am.
Yeah,
I'm just. I am with you. No, Lurchies is just giving you some kudos. You know, saying that he loves your lap guides and they're awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I do my best, you know. You know, there's plenty of faster people out there, but I'd like to think I'm reasonable. When I can actually, you know, get a decent
I'm not saying
together. Yeah.
I'm not going to say nothing.
I'd say
you are very reasonable, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm very reasonable. Yeah. I do think that just talking about our own racing for a second, that the exact same thing that Crazies was saying about the BMW is kind of afflicting us in GT4 with the Mercedes. I think they're very much the same sort of car in the two different classes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I really struggle to get on well with her, to be honest. But hey, we are committed. If they took 50 points off us, we wouldn't have any points.
Yeah, that's right. I was going
They
to
kick,
say. 0
we'd be
points,
tier 2 within a minute, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Well, we might still be tier 2. Yeah, let's keep it nice. They'll keep us in there.
Yeah.
Right, Crazies has dropped to 135.8 over there, which is a good first effort.
Yeah, do you know what? I appear to be having the same sort of internet issues that you were having the other week, where things are going sideways.
Yes, I did just have Crazies going sideways a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because, the weather is pretty atrocious with this storm that we've got going on. And, all the snow, and you don't know how much it's affecting.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping it's not going to snow too much, because I'm not sure I'll get to work with my one-wheel drive. Now, I have enough problems getting to work when it snows in my rear-wheel drive car, but my diff isn't working properly, so I've got one-wheel drive. So hopefully it doesn't really snow.
Well, you'll have to take the scooter then, won't you, and leave earlier?
No, that's not going to happen.
No.
Mainly because I don't have a scooter, but
So lock and load is a 10th down. See, this is the... Oh, Lenny. Oh, nice. Yeah. Lenny's just gone 75,000. So this is what I was looking forward to in terms of, we've had a three-way fight, if you like, for the quick boys so far. But Kenny's, I think Kenny's slotted over to the PC side, which is great, because we need people flying the flag over there. And so Crazies is in a car that he likes. We know he's quick, and he's proven that at the moment. Lenny's doing pretty well. So we could have another three-way battle at the front. Not discounting anyone else yet, but that looks quite good. Crazies has gone another 0.3 faster.
Yeah, it's a bit of a it's a bit of a Bentley festival at the moment, yeah. Which is odd, because I don't find the Bentley to be massively quick round here. I've always found, for me, I prefer the Ferrari on this circuit. Definitely much quicker for me in the Ferrari than the Bentley.
I agree. And when we were looking at free practice before we opened up the show, it wasn't a Bentley fest then. Joseph was punching quite well in free practice. So again,
we had Gamer Dad up there as well, but hasn't set a lap time yet.
No. Rashid will be up there as well. You would assume with his normal pace. I don't know. Let's see what happens. You got to think we've got a 15-minute crazy time, and you can see everyone's pushing. I suppose they can't wait too long to get the tyres in the right window. And as you say, it's not a massive track. It's not a wide track, so they are going to concertina up a little bit, because it's a really technical track, isn't it? I love Zandvoort in terms of the layout. It offers something different, I feel, to the other tracks. It's nothing like Brands.
Well, it's got curves.
Don't.
You started it. There's it's very difficult to overtake on. It's another one of those old, tight European tracks. With lots of twists and turns. The fastest section is not straight. It's all the curves heading down the back end to Rob Slopmaker corner. So it's going to be another one that's difficult to overtake. So as we were saying in the discussion with Crazies, that qualifying is all important here. I would suggest, assuming there's no disasters at turn one, which is highly likely here, with it being a very tight, narrow first corner. So
I think the first four corners, till they get out of that hairpin, and still they start doing that run up and then down the hill. I think those first four corners are ripe for love taps. I've got to be honest. They're all going to be piling through there. They're all going to have coldish tyres, cold brakes. Are they all going to be fueled up and just try and drop in for a tyre change? I think everyone needs to keep the powder dry in there. But again, with it being a 30-minute sprint race, I know you can't win a race at turn one, but you've only got 30 minutes, so I'm sure everyone wants to try and do that. Not saying that's right, but you know.
Yeah, you just got to be careful. Say I've said it before. You've got to be careful of the concertina effect in the first corner. You know, that's where issues occur. Brake a bit early, and you think you're going to, and you know, just kind of feed off the brakes if you have to carry a bit of speed in. So
it does catch a lot of people out. I find, you know, it's certainly for me when I first started doing the sim racing. It used to catch me out a lot, and that's not just me being a bit special with my brain there. You know, you'd be so, let's take Monza T1, you know, you're so, right, there's got to be chaos down there, so I'm going to brake a little bit earlier, but then even in your mind you're thinking I'm going to brake a little bit earlier than your normal braking point. As you say, with the additional concertina, with the extra fuel and the tyres and the brakes, you've got to do it even earlier. I know that sounds simple, but in the heat of the moment where it's like, right, go, 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 and you've got cars left, right and centre, and you know, is the guy in front braking, or is he dabbing? Is he just trying to get me to brake so he's got more space, or you know, it's a crazy few seconds.
Yeah, I definitely think this track requires patience. You know, put your nose out and just get people thinking about you making a move. Try and put them off, get them on the wrong line. So there's lots of sweeping corners through here where there is really only one line. So if you can get them looking in the mirrors, you know, it raises the chances of them making a mistake. So, you know, they've got to be tactically aware on circuits like this.
Yes, I totally agree. Let's hope that our chaps do that. I'm sure they will. We've got 5 minutes left to go. I'm going to give a quick rundown. So Crazy's is on provisional at the moment with 1:35.4. 9.9. Then you got Lock and Load, who's a tenth and a bit behind. Lely is 0.3 off Crazy's. Mr. Error's currently in fourth, and he was consistently around that pace in practice, so that potentially bodes well for him. Gamer Dad's popped in a good lap time. They're up in fifth. Joseph is just behind him. Tariq, Rashid has put a time in. Chica and Shadow Lancer. So that's where we stand at the moment with the top 10. And then we've got Dal Priest, Hutch, Yvolton, Darren Mark, King of the Hills, Big Time Dave, Michael Races, and Marpat is in 19th. But I think Marpat is, if I remember correctly, I think Marpat's got a qualifying ban for this one because of amassing penalty points from previous misdemeanors. So I think he has to sit out qualifying for this one. And why have we only got 19 in? Who's dropped out? Who's dropped out?
Good question.
I'll figure that out.
So yeah, I've got. I'm just on board with Chica at the moment. In the Mercedes, he's sitting in 9th place. Oh, and just as I say it, he's lost it coming out of. I think it was Hans Ernst, was it possibly? But yeah, he's just lost it coming out of there. So he's sitting down in 9th. Whether this is a circuit that doesn't favour his driver, I'm not so sure, but you expect to be further up than that normally.
Sorry, Plaster Dan is the one that's missing, so maybe he's had some technical issues with the weather or whatnot. Hopefully he'll join us.
Yeah, fingers crossed. There's still time for him to get back in. You've got 3 and a bit minutes of qualifying. A couple of flying laps you can get in there. So still time for people to improve. Tariq
I've
Tornado.
got to say, Timmy,
sorry, go on.
Sorry, I was going to say, I would like your opinion on this. So I've just watched Lock and Load come into the pit lane.
Yeah.
And that is a very tight, very twisty pit lane. I think there's a lot of time to be gained and lost in that entry in there today.
If I'm totally honest with you, I've never driven into the pits at Zandvoort, and I've never seen the entrance to the pits at Zandvoort.
I just watched it now, and I was like, wow. I mean, that is, you know, there's big opportunities for crashing there. It's that twisty and tight. So let's hope everyone has practiced a few pit-ins, because there's a lot of time there.
Yeah, I think that's something that people miss a lot when it comes to racing. Not so much of a problem. I say, okay, in this sprint racing, you've got one pit stop to do. Not too bad, so you can kind of do it ad hoc. But people don't practice pit entry and exits and all this kind of stuff. And You were talking the other day about Keddy and rolling to the pits with the engine off, so having all the pit stop done manually does gain you an advantage, especially when you're doing endurance racing, when you're doing multiple pits. It's definitely something people neglect. Don't practice enough.
Yeah, I agree. Well, like you've just said, you've never done the pit lane there, but you've never needed to, really, have you? So.
Well, since I think I've only ever raced on Zandvoort once. Yeah, and it wasn't a race that required a pit stop, so yeah, it's definitely something. If I was doing endurance racing, I'd be practicing. Yeah, so I've just followed Tarek Tornado in, kind of. He stopped in the pit entrance, but yeah, it's a bit of a
Gamer Dad. Gamer put a time in there. He's at least half a second quicker than his previous, so he's gone up to 4th.
Yeah, he's just come into the pits.
Yeah, right. He's jumped Mr. Error there. Joseph, Tarek. Hutch has popped in a bloody good lap as well. Hutch has gone way up the board with that one, up to 8th. That was a good time from him. Well done.
Yeah, Crazy still finds himself on provisional pole position, 0.135 ahead of Lock and Load. So his switch to the Bentley, well, at this early stage seems to be paying off.
Don't say it. You did that last week. Oh, you've done it now. You said that last week and then he crashed, or whoever you were talking about. It didn't happen for them, so...
Yeah, I think it might have been Crazy's, actually.
It was Crazy's. I know it was for a fact.
It's okay. If I say it 3 times and give him bad luck 3 times, at least he knows after that he'll get good luck. So if we just get 3 out of the way, it'll be fine, won't it?
We'll do one in the next race then.
Yeah, get both out of the way tonight.
Yeah.
So what else have we got going on? So most of the guys are in pits at the minute, so there's very few guys out on the track. So number 28 is the next person across the line, which is Michael Races. He's currently 14th, 3 seconds off the pace. Does he improve? Yes, he does. He gets himself up to 9th, so took nearly a second off his own time there. The next person through is Chica, who's now down in 12th place. Can he gain time back or not? No, he doesn't.
I'm going to have a watch whilst you're doing that. I'm going to keep my eyes on Lock and Load because he's out on a fast lap. So I'm just going to keep an eye and see if he's likely to improve or not. And,
so Crazy's the next over.
He's 8/10 down.
So does Crazy's improve any? It's a good time he's set anyway. Yeah. No, so he's finished. 216. Who's 216?
He's going to have a pole. He's going to have a pole.
So Mr. Priest has improved by 3 places up to 10th.
What's happened there? Lock and Load's 1.25 seconds down on his time.
Maybe he had an error.
He hasn't gone off the track. Maybe he's tweaked some on his setup. I don't know.
So King of the Hills is just in front of him, going to be the next one across the line. He's currently 18th, 4.4 seconds off the pace.
He's ducked in the pits.
So he does improve. So King of the Hills improved 15th.
What's Lely going to do, Timmy? He's the only one who can... No, he's going in the pits.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Crazies.
So, that's your qualifying then, yeah?
Yeah, well done. Well done to everybody there. Crazies. That Bentley's obviously sitting quite nice with you. Well done, Lock and Load and Lely. Gamer Dad, solid effort that. Mr. Error is always in the mix. Well done. Joseph, where he needs to be. And Tarek. That's good seeing Tarek back up there with Rashid. That's a good... Do you know what? Michael Races and our mate Georgie Priest, that's 2 very good qualifying sessions for them, 9th and 10th. Considering they're just getting, just finding their feet here, aren't they? So... Yeah,
you got Hutch there, not far behind Mr. Priest, like 50 thousandths behind. I think he might be a little bit disappointed with the 11th place, especially after the last couple of races he's had. He's had very...
Can you see the qualifying there, Timmy, at the bottom of qualifying?
What in regards what, mate?
Mine says number 20, Timmy Blunder.
Yeah, that's because I was practicing early on.
Yeah.
Got
well done, mate. You
at least know some lines.
Time.
That's it.
How are you going to drive and commentate?
Wow, I can multitask. No, we've already said I can't do that.
Right. Well, let's see what... Oh, I don't want to mute that, do we? No, we don't. Right. Here we go. So everyone's got a couple of minutes to wait now. Again, if people aren't familiar, I mean, or if you don't get involved with ACC or any sort of sim titles, you've stumbled across this and you think we sound okay, they've got a couple of minutes to sit there and do any tweaks they want with their setups, tyre pressures, suspension, whatever they need to do. And something I think Timmy needs to pay a lot more attention to in this period is making sure those pit stops are set up correctly.
I don't know what you mean. What's the problem? I've only put the wrong tyre on in terms of wet races going to dry tyres 3 times this season. I don't see the problem. No, it is getting rather annoying, problem, to be honest.
Well, there isn't a problem because it's the same thing that happens every time, isn't it? So you need to fix that because you would have won all of those races, Timmy.
I'm sure I would. Yeah.
I have confidence in you.
Well, we're going back to Zolder. It's the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Came in the pits, I think 3rd. Having had a bit of an issue at the start, and immediately put dry tyres on and a pouring rain race. Not the best idea, but there we go.
No.
That's racing for you.
Exactly. It's all educational.
I'd just like to say good evening to Traction Dave as well.
Traction's one of our reserves. Hello.
It's in the chat.
Yeah.
So welcome to the broadcast.
Welcome to the broadcast.
Welcome to the broadcast. Yeah. What else would you like me to say?
Nothing. You're just so professional.
Oh well, I try. Mainly unsuccessfully, but hey.
You're doing a great job, Timmy.
Oh, thank you very much. More than I can say for you, obviously.
That's not very nice. Anyway, so 20 seconds to go. I'm not going to rise to the bait, Mr. Young, Timmy, Steve, whatever I'm going to call you, probably because you're 6'3" and I'm 5'6". So
would you like to give out my national insurance number as well while you're at it?
Yeah, what is it? What's your password for Coach Dave Academy? I'm so slow. Oh no, I can't remember.
Okay.
Race time.
It is indeed. So, as you're saying, full parade lap of Zandvoort. And they should all form up back for obviously a rolling start because we're GT racing. So, always a rolling start. And off we go. So I'm on board with Lely. I was about to say that. So I'm on board with Lely. Obviously the last person we saw through qualifying.
So Bentley.
Yeah, we got Gamer Dad's the only one that split the Bentleys, so congratulations, well done to him.
A bit like GT4 Thursdays there, except they're not Bentleys.
I don't know whether it's my internet or it's Crazy's internet that's going wild. It's just Crazy's that seems to be going yeah, he's jumping.
He's just jumping about a bit.
Sorry, what were you going to say before that?
I was just going to say, I'm a bit surprised that it is a Bentley show. I mean, we know the Bentley. The Bentley is a good car. She's stable. She's quick. She's easy to drive. But like the Ferrari, I'm expecting them. But then Tarek isn't too far off, is he? So he could be challenging there. Gamer Dad's got that Nissan down, hasn't he? He spent quite a lot of time in her, so I think he's quite comfortable with that car. But yeah, I don't know. All those Bentleys, I thought it would have been a little bit different.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, it's I don't think it's particularly a suited car for this circuit, but these guys seem to be proving me wrong. I tip my hat to their additional talent on top of me.
That must be a big tip then, to me. Yeah. There's a lot of additional talent there on top of yours.
Yeah.
Just by watching replays and stuff, I'm interested to see how we'd get on in this setup, to be fair.
Yes, well, I'm maybe not quite so interested because it probably wouldn't be very good. Okay, off we go. 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 That's it. That means first corner disasters. So yeah, Tarek's up the inside already. Oh,
there's a crash.
And yeah, Tarek's gone deep, taken out.
Mr. Aaron Joseph look like they've gone.
Yeah, but I think that was Tarek took him out, didn't he? Or it certainly looked like he took
Tarek was
Joseph
on the
out.
inside.
Yeah, but he went deep and straight across into the gravel, I think, or nearly. Unfortunately, we didn't see that. I should have been on helicam, really, shouldn't I? There's my professionalism showing through again.
That's the multitasking.
That's it, yeah. But it looks like we're still all on the march.
Is that your Volton? Your Volton's had a spin.
No, I speak too soon.
Right, so let's let the timing screen sort itself out, folks. And 420 has just had a massive spin. Darren Mark has completely lost it there. Marpat gave him a tap after. He couldn't help that though. Darren was pirouetting in front of him, so that was
yeah, we do have two.
That was unfortunate.
Do have two strugglers, 78, which is Dal, who appears to be showing in the lead. Now he's going down the order.
Well, no, it's now sorting itself out.
Your
Okay,
Volton
so
just getting going again as well. So
yep. Right, let's pick up the order in this early part. So Crazies is still out in the lead. He's pulled 7/10 at the moment on lock and load. So that's nice and stable. Lely's there hunting in third place. Gamer Dad's kept fourth. He's then 8/10 down. Tarek is now fifth. And look at Priest and Michaels. So Georgie Priest has got ahead of Michael races even. But they're up in 6th and 7th. So that's from Mr. Error and Joseph's little come together, isn't it?
yeah,
First
more
corner.
than likely, yeah.
And so Rashid must have been caught up in that, because he didn't qualify in 16th, did he? But he's down in 17th at the moment. And I saw you Volton do a spin earlier, so...
Yeah, Shadow Lancers looks like he's gained quite well. He's sitting there in 8th place. Where did he actually qualify?
Shadow Lancer qualified 9th, I believe. No,
10th. 12th.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So yeah, he's gained 4 places out the start there, so done well. And
well, we've got a nice close battle, Timmy, with King of the Hills, Big Time Dave and Chica are all together.
Okay, just as I say that though, he seems to have disappeared off the circuit, and Michael Races has just gone off in the Mercedes, gone wide onto the gravel. Sorry, who were you saying is together? Oh, and they're coming together. Sorry, yeah, that was.
Is that Mr. Error again?
Yeah, it was.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Michael Races and Mr. Error coming together.
God, no, don't do it, Michael. Well, I thought he was going to spin it again on the grass. Then he kept that well done, and his dignity there. Not left at him, obviously. Marpat's pitted, so he's going to go for a long run now whilst everything's going on.
Well, you got Rashid, your Volton, and Dal all sitting in the pits at the moment. So
I would have a look, Timmy, at Big Time Dave, King of the Hills, and Chica. They're all nose to tail. It's been very clean so far in the last couple of laps. I've been watching that, but they're going to go 3 wide there, no?
Yeah, King of the Hills has gone up the inside, has run deep, and that's allowed Chica to go up the inside of both of them. And is it me, or has King of the Hills changed his livery slightly?
Yeah, I think they have changed the livery a little bit on the Nissan. Maybe it's to differentiate between the two. Let's have a look at Gamer Dad and see if his...
Yes,
so Gamer Dad's got the black, and King of the Hills has got the white on his Nissan. You know, kind of like us with our silly blue wheels and white wheels on the Ferrari.
Yeah, and obviously I've got the cool blue wheels, and you've got the boring white ones.
Obviously, that, yeah, you know.
So, Lock and Load is definitely keeping Crazies honest at the moment, less than a second behind, and Nelly only a second behind that in third. So, top 3 starting to stretch away a bit. Gamer Dad's been dropped a little bit. Let's see if he can regroup and I don't know, go and attack this Bentley party. We'll see. Tarek finds himself in 5th place, he's doing really well, and Mr. Priest is up in 6th. So it's a great run at the moment. Yeah. So your top 3 is your really close battle at the moment, and then you've got Big Time Dave with King of the Hills, and then Hutch just behind Darren Mark. So we'll just go on board with that.
Hutch is just and
Hutch Michael Races is back with
a
him.
little bit.
Yeah, Michael Races is back with him, having had an off.
He's
up the inside. Yeah, he's up the inside of Hutch. got a good run down the start-finish straight, so he's got a chance yet of outbraking into the first corner.
Which I think is going to happen. Last of the late breakers.
Hutch has gone
deep.
Yeah, deep and gone wide to try and hold it. Oh, and it didn't look. Michael Races, did he leave enough space there?
Don't know.
It's a question
Don't
mark.
know.
I would suggest.
Yeah, Hutch will probably feel a little bit aggrieved by that. Obviously, he went deep, and it's not like he cut back massively. So
Yeah, I
as you
think that
say,
might be
did,
why, because he went so deep and then got good traction out the corner. I think Michael Races wasn't expecting him to be there. But
Lock and Load's putting some pressure on Crazies now. He's pushing it. He's only well, that's less than half a second by what I'm looking at. So maybe he's decided, okay, we've had a few laps. Let's put some pressure on and see where you're weak, where you're strong. Or maybe Crazies is happy just to keep the pace for now.
yeah, I think this could be a race-long battle, and it could be all decided by the pit stops.
And that pit entry, because we know both of these guys will probably do a manual pit stop because they've switched on and have been doing it long enough. So I don't think any of them would be doing an automated pit stop, which we know is quite a bit slower. They're close, man. Something's going to happen there soon. Priest is now hunting down Tarek. He's 6/10 off him. So I'm impressed with that drive so far. He looks quicker than Tarek. The way that car's behaving.
So the top two seem to be, well, they seem to be upping the pressure. Lely has now also dropped off the top two.
Yeah.
So these two are obviously away at the moment, enjoying their racing.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, so we've had so far, just to keep people up to date. So, watching the broadcast, so anyone with a gold 1 next to their name by the times, obviously that means they have a pit stop to do. And the 4 at the bottom who are green, in case you're wondering, that means they have completed their mandatory pit stop. So Marpat, Rashid, Yvolton and Dell, they've all completed their pit stops, but Dell is in the pits, 2 laps in the pit, so whether he's got huge damage or whether he has just binned it, I don't know.
I just went on board with Michael Races, and just as I did, he was off track. He was a 10th down from Darren Mark, and he'd been off the track, so whether they had to come in together or Michael Races made a mistake, but he's dropped back. Yep. And Hutch is again right with him, less than half a second behind.
Yeah. I'm sure Hutch would like to get that place back. Without a doubt. Are you watching Hutch and Michael, or are you watching Lock and Load and Crazies?
I'm on board with Michael Races at the moment.
Okay, I'll just keep... So the gap is the same between Crazies and Lock and Load, just under half second, just over half second now. I must apologise for my voice this evening, folks. I know last week we were sponsored by Lemsip and Olbus, and I think this week we need to be sponsored by Strepsils or something.
This is why you sound like you do, because Lemsip aren't sponsoring us anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they decided. Yeah, I wasn't the sort of person they wanted to put their name next to.
Well, yeah, that's not surprising, is it?
Wasn't nice, was it? That's pretty harsh, you know. Right, Error's pitted as well. Okay. Yeah, so they're your 2 closest. But actually, Hutch is close.
Yeah, Hutch is right on him, putting him right under pressure. Them fighting though, I think it's given Darren Mark a bit of breathing space. So he needs to make the most of these few corners, couple of laps, while these two are fighting to try and get away. But it actually looks like they're both reeling him in.
Yeah, well, they've both got pace, haven't they? I mean, they're both qualified in the top 10.
Yes, so that's very true.
You know, they're no slouches around the track. No, obviously, I'm not saying Darren is a slouch, but you know, they've got pace. More pace.
Yeah, this is still the closest race. You've got Shadow Lancer now. He's only a second behind Big Time Dave. Shadow Lancer in 11th place at the moment. Again, your top 2 are the other close battle on circuit. But we'll stick with the battle at the back here. These guys don't get a massive amount of airtime, so let's stick with it and see how it unfolds.
Yeah, whilst you're doing that, Crazies has pulled out nearly three 3/4 of a second on Look now. So he's bridged that gap.
So Darren Mark has just dropped into the pits from 12th place, so that leaves Michael Races and Hutch to go round again, to carry on their battle.
So I'm just looking at Gamer-Dad, and we know Mr. Error has been and done his pit stop, and he is literally right on the backside of Gamer-Dad, so I hope he's not going to try and make a pass there unless he's significantly quicker.
Yeah. Shadow Lancer had got it down to half a second to Big Time Dave. That's just gone back up to just under a second, at 999 thousandths of a second. The last split. So actually, other than the top two, all the action is at the back at the moment, and good action it is.
Do you prefer the action at the back or the front, Timmy?
I'll go with the front, thank you. Depends who's giving the action, who's taking the action, doesn't it? Really?
Well, no. I was going to say, seeing as we're in Holland, I mean, you know, isn't that what? Oh no, it's a different part of Holland, isn't it?
Yeah, Sorry. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, so because earlier on in the stream, you were saying that you really liked old, tight Europeans.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah. Well, you know, maybe that's what the pit stop orange is all about. It's more like a bit of a Dutch orangey red light thing. When the light goes out, they're finished. I don't know.
I don't know. I've never been. I don't frequent those type of establishments. Which is a shame.
And sorry, just saw Hutch go wide there into the barrier. Hopefully he hasn't damaged his car too much and is still on the back of Michael Races. So
I don't know. I don't know if Crazy's tyres are going because Lockerlow was just taking a breather, but he's on him. He's just looking inside. So he's closed that. It did go to a second. It's now down to under 4/10, and he's closing. So maybe there's pit stops on the way, and he's trying to put some more pressure on him, or maybe Crazy's tyres have tyres are starting to go on him.
So Joseph's only just over a second behind Mr. Priest. I've stayed with this battle with Michael Races. You know, you realise as soon as I come off this battle to look at something else, there will be...
I know something's going to happen.
Yeah, there'll be a drastic accident or something.
I'll let you know.
Okay, so let's go on with Joseph. So Joseph's right up with the Bentley. In fact, who is in the Bentley? 17th place. So it's Rashid is in the middle of Joseph and Mr. Priest. So you'd like to think you'd get out of the way and let them carry on their battle. But at the moment it's stuck between the two of them. Rashid really needs to move out of the way. He is 2 laps down and is definitely holding up Joseph. As he goes off and hits the barrier, Joseph's going to have to get a run there, or must have a run there, which he will. Rashid should have given this up and given the racing line to Joseph, which he still hasn't done, and it's gone straight off into the barrier at effectively full speed. Yeah, he needs to, as we were saying, being very inconsistent and, I don't know, try not to rage race so much.
Yeah. So I'm still keeping an eye on the top two. Again, they are nose to tail. It's interesting watching the different lines that they take. Obviously, racecraft-wise, maybe not in terms of, trying to get the quickest lap time out. But you can see, there's lights on and everything from Lock and Low now, and he's showing his nose in a lot of places. He's definitely trying to put Crazies under a lot of pressure. I think you were correct when you were talking about this one could be done with the pit stops, because we haven't seen a race as close as this yet this season. I don't think.
No, I think
even with Keddy in there, I don't think it was this close.
Yeah, I think if Crazies can keep it tidy and ignore what's going on. In fact, Lockaload has dropped in the pits, so he's obviously going for an undercut. Feels like he's being held up by Crazies, so wants to see if he can get some fresh air.
Here we go then. Here we go, people. So Chica's in the pits, Michael Races in the pits, King of the Hills, he's pitted. Let's just cover that off. Dell's still in the pits. Unfortunately, I think that's Dell's race over.
Sorry, Hutch is in the pits, or has been in the pits, because...
no.
So Michael Races is in the pits. Oh, no, so Hutch hasn't. So Michael Races has gone in the pits, who was battling with Hutch. So again, he's going for an undercut, see if he can get some clean air.
Yeah, Tarek, Joseph and Georgie Priest are all in the pits as well. So, you know, I love it when this happens. It's like everyone's trying to battle and figure out what everyone's doing, and then all of a sudden it's like, right, get in the pits! And it's just chaos, isn't it? As in good chaos.
Yeah. How will it all shake out? So you've currently got 3 people in the pits, so you've got 5 guys still to go in the pits. You've got Crazies, Lely, Gamer Dad, Shadow Lancer and Hutch all yet to do their pit stops. Everybody else is either in the pits or completed their pit stop.
Yep.
So we will find out the answers to how it's going to shake out soon.
Very shortly, yeah. I'm just keeping an eye to see if Crazy's going to drop in this lap, or if he feels, you know, I know we're saying that Lockerload might have felt he was being held up, hence he's gone for the undercut, but Crazy's might also have felt, well, you know, I'm having my eye off the ball, and then he's going in the pits.
Yeah, so he could, like you say,
all over his back.
Exactly, yeah. So it could be under pressure, compromising his lines. So it's just as likely that Crazies could find the clear air, and you know the lack of defending produces better lap times for himself as well.
Hutch is making a move and just taking the place from Shadow Lancer. So if he jumps in the pits now, that'll be a good place to do that move.
So I'm going to go on with Lock and Load and.
Yep.
See if we can see when Crazies makes a move from the pits. So
when he makes a move, I'm going to keep an eye on it.
So Lock and Load's got a couple of cars in front of him, but I don't think they'll hold him up. He's coming up to Kumo, which is obviously the tyre people. Kumo corner, the right-hander, and then all he's got left is the sweeping right-hander onto the start-finish straight. So has Crazy started moving?
No.
And Lock and Load's coming down the pit straight.
He's going, and it's a short pit straight here. He's off. Right, what's going to happen here? He's kept the lead, has he? Yes, well, not the lead, obviously, not yet, but yes, he's out in front.
Yes, effectively, as you were. In fact, he might have just gained himself
a
couple of tenths, yeah.
Awesome, but his tyres aren't up to running temperatures yet, more pressure,
That's
so...
right, yeah.
Lock and Load knows he's got to push him like hell now to try and force an error out of him. Hutch is probably absolutely crapping himself right now because he's does he stay? Does he get out of the way? I mean, he doesn't have to get out of the way, obviously.
Yeah, Lock and Load. Sorry, just so you know, Lock and Load is 0.3 of a second up on his own personal lap time.
Personal best.
So he is delivering the time when he needs to.
Yep.
The question is, can Crazies respond? So Lock and Load is now right with him.
Just jumped out the way. Probably a wise move, I would suggest that one. Right, Gamer-Dad and Lily are both also in the pits. So it's just Hutch left to pit. This is such an important part of the race, this, for these two.
Yeah, so now onto the start-finish straight. Looks like Crazies has pulled a little bit of a gap through that last couple of corners, so should be safe into the first hairpin.
And Lily's just coming out the pits as well, so he's going to keep net third probably. But just got in, so everybody will now have completed their mandatory stops. So it's sprint to the end, boys.
So I've just gone on board with Joseph, who is 0.3 of a second behind Priest.
Yep.
He's got a good run out onto the start-finish straight. Just drop back a touch maybe, but might get a bit of a slipstream, but
Chica's
not sure.
Putting a move on Shadow Lancer. They're like 1/10 apart at the moment. And I think Chica's a bit out of position today, or maybe the track doesn't suit him in the car that much, because he's normally much higher up the grid than that.
Oh, and Priest's gone wide.
Yeah.
Oh, managed to hang on to it somehow. Joseph's got the inside, and makes the move clean through the hairpin.
Yeah, nice move, Joseph. Well done. Unlucky there. Georgie Priest, Lock and Load's. The gap to Lock and Load is almost a second. So Crazies might be happier with any tweaks he's made at the moment. This is This is all good stuff. Oh, Chica's got the move done on Shadow Lancer, so he's moved up to 12th.
Just went on board just after he'd done the move, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Error's right with King of the Hills, and Hutch is also with him, so this is your close battle at the moment. Less than a second between the three of them total.
Well, Crazies is eking that out at the moment, 1.1.
King of the Hills just went a bit deep there, as is Hutch, going deep in sympathy.
Who's sympathy? Is she fit? Sorry, I couldn't help myself. It's a long name. So, your Volton is, well, net last, if you like, 17th. He's 3 laps down, but he's still going, right?
So, just so you know, sorry, Error's made the move past King of the Hills, so he's away, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's right. Just making sure that everyone gets spoken about. He's got a lot of damage on that Porsche. I think there might have been an issue there at some point with the wall, because that doesn't look too happy. So, you should probably put that in the pits and get it fixed.
Yeah, Hutch has now got a good run onto the start-finish straight behind King of the Hills. Right up behind him, trying to get a slipstream. Will he dive out into the first corner? He's put his nose out and, gone for the out-braking manoeuvre. Unfortunately, I'm on the car in front. Oh, I'm not sure if they came together or not. But Hutch hasn't managed to make that move stick.
I tell you what, these two at the front have done a great drive, but Crazy's at the moment, he's almost 2 seconds ahead. He's nailing it at the moment, which is it's great to see. It's going to give Lock and Load something totally different to think about in this second race, which, let's be honest, round 8, and he hasn't had to think about that very much, because he's normally, leading the way, isn't he? So he's got something to think about in the second half of the race, potentially, if things stay as they are. But that's great for us to see.
Yeah, indeed, any close racing is always appreciated, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
We've got Hutch still sitting behind King of the Hills, about
he's
half a second
closer,
behind.
Though, isn't he? Yeah. He's much closer than what that was just saying.
Can he find a clean space to make the move, though? Obviously, Mr. Error managed to do it. He outbraked King of the Hills into Hans Ernst corner a couple of laps ago, and is slowly eking away on. Hutch just lost it. As I was saying earlier on that curve, just putting too much power down, getting slightly on the gravel. Oh, and
that can't be.
Who was that? Was that Chica?
Chica. That was not a... well, I wasn't on board with him, so I can't 100% say.
No, I think he was still on the circuit. I think he came onto the circuit. Oh, and we've had another one straight into the back of Chica.
Oh, my guys.
That would have been Darren Mark. Yeah, so I think the same thing happened there. Basically, they just stopped on the circuit. It wasn't like an unsafe entry.
No.
Because they were actually on the circuit, just happened to be stationary.
They were on the circuit. They should have... Well, it's easy for me to say from here, isn't it?
Yeah, but they were stationary. What would you like them to do?
Well, Hutch wasn't stationary. He'd stopped and then he moved, and as he'd moved back down the track, that's when Chica went into him.
That's not what I remember seeing. What I remember seeing is him still being on the same line that he was on after he collected his oversteer, and accelerating away, but he was really slowly away. No, I could have just imagined it.
I would have stayed still. I would have stayed still.
Yeah, but
he's knackered his car now, though, and he's all over the place.
Yeah, from what I remember, though, if he'd have stayed still, he'd still been in the same position. Because he was already on the track. He didn't actually leave the track, I don't think. Maybe I just totally imagined it, and my old senile brain's not working properly.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I think... Oh, his Touch is trying to get back to the pits, and he's just... The car's just all... He's just smashed into the wall again.
Yeah, it's about 4 times in a row, yeah.
Yeah, pull to the pits, dude. I know you shouldn't really do that, but you might not even get to the pits at that rate. Anyway, just quickly back to what's going on. So we've got 3 seconds now between Crazies and Lock and Load. That looks pretty done. Lenny's in 3rd. Gamer Dad is in 4th. Marpat, with that early pit stop, is in 5th, ahead of Joseph.
Yep.
Which is
teammates line astern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joseph is reeling him in though, so he's less than a second behind. I'm on board with Joseph at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. You stay on with them.
So inter-team battle going on.
So you know that whole incident going on there, those 2 incidents one after the other. It's a lot of A lot of people kicking themselves. I think Michael Races is probably... I mean, he's doing well to still be out there, and he's picking up places because of other things, but he's got to be a bit annoyed because he was having a very good race until that incident. But everything else, so it's Joseph and Marpat's the closest one on there, nose to tail.
Oh, and Marpat's just lost it.
Yeah.
Picked up the inside curb. So that's the problem with these curbs at Zandvoort. They're so tall on the inside of these corners that as soon as you pick them up, they want to rotate the car.
Yeah.
And that's what happens if you get it wrong.
I feel that will have been, or will be, the closest battle for this race at this point.
Yeah, so I'm just going on board with Crazies for a while because we haven't really seen a lot of him, and there aren't any particularly close battles at the minute.
No,
so
there's not. No.
let's just watch
Enjoy
Crazies
the
at
leader.
work. Yeah. In fact, let's go on board for a while and see what his inputs are like.
Yeah. Right, and record.
Yeah.
Hutch is still trying to
go. Later.
Yeah, I don't know if Hutch is trying to still race or just get back round, but he's still on his way, and that car is just totally undrivable, and he's all on the marbles, keeping out of people's way.
Well, you've got Michael Races in front of Crazies. So Michael Races is in 13th place. So Crazies has lapped nearly half the field, or getting on for half the field. Again, Michael Races nicely pulls out of the way, or just breaks early into the hairpin to allow Crazies through. The next person on the list is Big Time Dave in the Ferrari in 12th place.
I'm going to ask you a controversial question.
Go on then.
Which might divide our viewers, so if anyone is watching, or when you do watch, feel free to leave a comment on this. If you was lock and load, yeah, what would your thoughts be on Crazies taking a different car when evidently he didn't like the Beamer and wasn't quick enough in the Beamer? He just wasn't. Didn't suit him or whatever. And then obviously he's taken a 50-point constructors penalty to get into a motor he knows, and is all of a sudden, giving him a pretty big headache. He's 4.5 seconds ahead. What would your thoughts be on
Well,
that?
first of all, if I was lock and load, I would be confident in my own pace, and maybe this is just a circuit that he's not particularly favours him or his driving style. But that aside, I don't know. It's a bit like in real racing. Occasionally drivers do switch teams mid-season. It does happen. So, is it any different?
I don't know, that's why I'm throwing it out there, just thinking of some interesting points, that's our job, to look at these things and think about how it affects everybody else.
Right.
See, now if it was me, I'd be really crying and throw my toys out of the pram, because I'd be like, hold on a minute, I hate my Bentley, but I'm still winning my championship, I can't switch. But you can switch and take a penalty, can't you?
It's no different than Alex Albon getting kicked out at Red Bull and somebody else going in, is it? In theory. That's my point of view. Personally, I wouldn't do it, because once I'm into it, I'm committed, and you've given me a complete and utter dog of a car in GT4 racing, but I'm still persevering. Yeah,
is that what you call it?
That's the nice description for it, if you ask me.
Yes.
I hate that car with a passion.
Me too.
Probably one of my least favourite cars that I've ever driven. But there we go. That's the whole of the story.
Well, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've only got 6 weeks left of that car, and then you'll be in Abu Dhabi anyway. Before then, so you won't even get to finish the season.
That's a whole other pain. So I'm not sure. Is Crazy's going to get another lap? Yes, he will. So I'm just going to jump on with Tarek Tornado.
Yes.
Well, I was, because I said he was 0.2 behind whoever it was in front of him, but he's not anymore.
No, he's not.
So we'll go back on with Crazies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that really annoys me about that is I think FRL have got like a conspiracy going against me, if I'm honest, because the GT4 Mercedes is good in a straight line. So what they've done is they've put every every track that it might be good at the end of the season, which I won't be able to race at. So there's 3 circuits at the end of the season that that probably would suit the GT4 Mercedes, but they've put them all on there when I can't race.
Well, listen, that doesn't matter because I'll be racing for Red Scorpion Racing, and I'll make sure that I get more points than
me. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
It's all you care about, isn't it? Yeah.
Not at all.
Anyway, we have Crazies on his last lap for the first race. He's halfway round at the moment. He's coming up to Hans Ernst's corner, which is the 90-degree right-hander into the left-hand hairpin. So only 4 corners to go. So 2 right-handers to go now. Kumo tyres and Luyendijk corner at the end. I can't even speak there. It's not one of my best, one of my fortes speaking, I have to be honest. So onto the start-finish straight he goes to take the first race win at Checkered Flag.
Well done, Crazies.
So Lock and Load comes through in second.
Well done, Lock and Load. Yep.
Lely looks like he's going to be clean through in third place to complete a Bentley 1, 2, 3. All 3 different teams, though, I believe.
Yes, indeed.
So 3 different teams, 3 Bentleys, 1, 2, 3. Gamer Dad, who seems to have kind of kept out of trouble, is going to come across in fourth, and Hutch on the last lap. In fact, he's gone through the checkered flag, so he's got a stop go which will turn into a time penalty. Joseph will get himself into 5th place as he comes around the last couple of corners. Finished 1 place above where he started. It looks like his teammate will come through. Marpat will come through in 6th place.
It's a good drive for Marpat. Obviously, he started at the back with his qualifying ban, pitted early, and he's just. I think he'll be happy. He's had a clean race. You know, he has not been in any incidents. So I think he'll be very happy with that drive. And the interesting bit is Crazies, Lock and Load and Lely in their Bentleys are all obviously going to be not partaking in qualifying 2 and starting from the rear. Yeah. They have by far been the quickest 3. So how far can they get through?
Yeah, good question. Especially in a hard to overtake circuit. So sorry, we had Tarek in 7th, Mr. Priest in 8th, Mr. Error's come through in 9th, King of the Hills 10th, Shadow Lancer 11th, Michael Races, who was in the wars a couple of laps ago, in 12th place, Big Time Dave 13th, Darren Mark 14th, Hutch 15th, and Yvolton 16th. So 16 finishers. Chica obviously retired 7 laps ago, Rashid 11 laps ago, and Dal, unfortunately, again at 17 laps ago. He finished that, only completed 2 laps.
Yeah, and Plaster Dan didn't even get on the start, did he, in the end?
No, he didn't, yeah. So we're not sure what happened there, but fingers crossed he sorted out. Maybe he might be able to get back in for the second race if he can. Who knows? We might see him. So, what are we expecting for the next race? Any top tips, Cooper?
Top tips? I've got loads of top. Not tip tops. No, it's not. It's not that kind of weather. Well, top tips for who though? I mean, you know, am I directing this at the royalty of the grid, at the top 3? I mean, their top tip is get in, pit early, and get some clean laps in clean air. For the rest, I think you know, Gamer Dad Joseph, Mr. Error, he's going to be up there for this one.
So Gamer Dad was the best of the rest in the first set of qualifying.
He was, yeah.
So, you know, in theory, if he produces the same sort of lap time, that would promote him to pole position. So, yeah, like you say, you had Gamer Dad was up there, Mr. Error was up there, Joseph, and then Tarek, who had an extremely good performance in the first qualifying. So who's
But
first
obviously,
out?
Marpat can get involved this time as well. So, no, seriously, did you just see that?
No, what's that?
So Marpat and I think it was Tariq both come out the pits together, and they both went to the first corner, and they crashed.
They do notice an outlap, yeah?
Well, this is what I'm trying to say. You know, they're coming out the pits. Okay, if you want to get past someone, you know, on the qualifying lap, that's fine. But don't. I mean, how can you? And it was really innocuous. It was just like both of them were looking out the opposite window and driving to the same spot. It was just. Anyway, that's not going to help them.
Yeah. So Rashid's the first man out of pits for qualifying 2. Just gone through Hans Ernst corner, heading down to Kumo. I used to have Kumo tyres on one of my old cars. Quite like them, actually. Just a random fact for you.
Question 73.
Yeah.
What tyres did Simi Blunder used to have on his car? Anyone? Oh, fucking hell. Kumo tyres. Anyway,
Many moons ago.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
I started a tyre company a long time ago called Cooper Tyres. I am an absolute billionaire from that.
You wish, yeah.
Did you know that? No?
No, I didn't know that because it's not true.
I know. Unfortunately.
So, Rashid just gone wide on his first flying lap. Whether that's invalidated it, I don't know. Done it again. Oh, he's lost it altogether. Spat it into the wall. Managed to keep it off the track. So let's go and see who else is on a lap. So, not sure who's actually on a flyer at the moment. Joseph possibly in 73. You've got Gamer Dad in front of him, so he might be on a fast lap.
Yeah.
Could be an out lap, I'm not sure.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
At least we know where the marker is then.
Yeah, I'm gambling that Gamer Dad is actually the first one out there now, so I'm on board with Joseph at the moment, but I think Gamer Dad will set a time first. I'm having to do that, keep the map in the way of the screen again. I do apologise, everybody, but I'm blind, so you know. I can't see the numbers on the small map.
I'm squinting so much. I'm right in front of my TV at the moment. I'm like, what is that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a 60-inch TV, but you can only see the first middle inch of it. You're that close, yeah?
Yes, that's correct.
So, okay, so Gamer Dad's on the start-finish straight. Tell you what I'll do. Let's go on board and see if it starts to clock green time.
It is a time.
Oh, he's already set a time, okay.
So at least now we know. Oh, Joseph's gone nearly 2 tenths quicker. That's a nice lap from Joseph. Well done. Here comes Tariq. No, not Tariq. Mr. Error, half a second.
So in the first set of qualifying, Gamer Dad managed, what was it, a low 136, like 136.1, 2, so slightly slow at the moment, so he's definitely got time in there. Joseph managed to set himself a 36.9, so he has gone significantly faster in this second qualifying session already. Yeah. And then Mr. Error again is in there less than a second behind the lead 2.
Nice. And look at Dow. Go on, Dow. Dow pops in a time up into 4th. Dow's, in the other Bentley. That was nice.
So Michael Race has gone across the line but didn't set a time, so he's either invalidated or was on an out lap. Chica is the next person across the line who I'm assuming would have been disappointed in the first qualifying session. But again, it might be just a case the Merc doesn't suit this circuit.
Yep.
But we'll see, is he setting a lap time, or is that his start of his flyer? So again, he's either invalidated or starting a flyer. So Gamer Dad's coming round again on a flying lap, so let's see if he can improve his time.
We should inform everyone as well. Again, this is a short qualifying session between race 1 and 2. It's only 7 minutes, so everyone's got to fuel up and basically just either fuel up for 2 or 3 laps and just nail it. See what happens.
Right, so neither Gamer Dad or
Tariq is getting a bit of a tank slapper on that.
So I was saying Joseph and Gamer Dad neither improved their time, but Mr. Error did in 3rd place, now only 0.264 behind provisional pole of Joseph.
I think Mr. Error's the dark horse for this race if he can stay out of any incidents. And there's Marpat sticking one in there in fourth. Well, Rashid's gone fourth now. See, this thing, Timmy, it's, you know, I know there's been a few incidents, Mr. Error's getting a bit sideways there. I know there's a few incidents that happen, you know, and they're short races and all the rest of it, but the level of driving, you know, in the splits within the grid, if you like, that second split, there's a lot of good drivers in there that are all very similarly paced.
Yeah, so Michael Race put himself into 6th place there, just so you know, 1.2 seconds off pole. So again, Gamer Dad's coming round, got 2 corners left to go, coming into Kumo again.
Mr. Error lost it, so he's in the pit, so he's not going to improve. He's not going to get back out for another lap. So
he's only 30 seconds. Yeah,
he's got to hope the others don't improve enough to take that away from him.
Gamer Dad's gone significantly quicker, but still 63 thousandths behind Joseph. And Joseph goes improves the time to a 1:36.2. So that wouldn't have made any difference anyway. Number 61, Big Time Dave is about to come across the line.
Right, Rashid, he's a couple of attempts off, so I don't think he's got to improve in the latter part. No, he's losing time all the way around there.
So a gaggle of cars coming through. So Yvolton is in 11th. Doesn't change his position.
Oh, Rashid, unlucky, mate. Rashid
just gone up to 6th.
Sorry, Timmy. Rashid came piling around that last corner then, and it didn't stop turning, and he met the wall at quite a high speed. Unlucky.
So it looks like Gamer Dad's actually on another lap. So number 28's coming across the line now. Not sure who was 28.
Michael Races.
Yeah. So it's now 5th. So yeah, he's improved his time. So,
well, as I said, he would have been really disappointed with those incidents in the last race because he qualified in the top 10. He was running really well. So,
Gamer Dad was up by a 10th and a half. Just lost it all coming out that corner. Yeah. So yeah, he won't improve. Yeah.
Gosh, Joseph pole. Well done.
Yeah, that's a good run.
It is. It's very good.
We've got an optimum track at 2025, so I think Gamer Dad might be a little bit disappointed with that because he didn't run as fast in this qualifying session as he did in the first. But yeah, very good qualifying display from all of them, to be fair.
This is going to be carnage. Again, folks, if you're new to watching this, there is usually a pattern that happens in race 2, because you have the top 3 starting from the back. It's obviously everybody's chance for their 15 minutes of fame, so to speak. And you know, although everyone, you know, does give room and is, you know, clean in our league, which is good. Everybody still wants it, don't they? So those first 4 corners on this race, I guarantee, won't be like in the first race. I just hope everybody gives space. Yeah,
I don't know if you're seeing all of the positions at the moment. But my game seems to have frozen, and I can't see whether... lock and load, there we go. Right, okay, it seems to have sorted itself out now. I'm still frozen, but we have lock and load Lely at the back there.
Yes. Chica didn't
Marpat's just come back in, because Marpat looks like he's gone out the server.
Oh, no.
So, he's just popped back up again.
Oh, he's going to be wounded if that doesn't... That won't automatically put him back in where it was it? If he's left and come back in.
No, it won't. Yeah,
he's going to be gutted with that.
So an empty space there in what would have been a 6th place on the grid, which moves everybody up a place. So yeah, Marpat's got to go from the back.
Yeah, but what if Marpat thinks, you know, I got disconnected and came straight back in? You know, I was 5th, for instance. I'm going to just drive back up to that position. You know, would you do that, or do you think, you know, what do you think would happen with that? Because I mean, he did qualify higher up the grid, and it wasn't his fault that he's gone out and come straight back in. So do you think that would be allowed, or?
I wouldn't like to say.
No, I don't know.
Guess we have to ask the powers that be after the race what their interpretation of the ruling is.
Yes.
Just on the stream there, Mr. Lock and Loads come on there and said big up craze for super fast.
Yeah, indeed.
So a bit of acknowledgement between rivals.
Yeah, good to see they're doing it on the stream as well.
Yeah, my PlayStation seems to have a little bit of a glitch. Let's hope when they start the formation lap that it clears up. So
is it still frozen?
Well, I've got 2 session start clocks ticking down, one slightly ahead of the other. But we'll see.
Have you been washing your PlayStation in alcohol again?
Well, I was drinking bourbon earlier on. Maybe I spilled some on the computer. And it's,
or maybe you've had too much and you're seeing double. Who knows?
well, it's a possibility.
I stayed off it today. Didn't bother today.
It's unusual for you.
It is, but I haven't been very well, have I? I've given you 2 races head start this
You're
week.
supposed to have the bourbon. You're
You're still not ahead of me in those
inside.
championships. Yeah, that's true. Right. Okay. I love race 2. I love race 2. It's got to be bonkers. So, who are we putting some money on? To crash.
Oh,
Who are we putting money on to crash?
That wouldn't be very nice to bet on people crashing, now would it?
Well,
I think they're all going to be super clean, and it's going to be the best race we've ever seen. That rhymes.
Okay.
Just in case you wondered.
That was good. That was good, Rapper Timmy. I think Mr. Error and Rashid, at some point during this first lap, are going to get far too close. That is my prediction there. Because Mr. Error, he didn't have a great... I mean, he had a good comeback drive in the last race, but obviously he had an incident at the start, which...
I just saw, I think it was Tarek Tornado go wide at the back there, off onto gravel on the warm-up, I think.
That's not going to help his tyres if that happened.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is that Michael Race is going to jump up to 4th place, yeah? 3rd, sorry.
3rd. Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. That probably won't happen now because I've said it, but that's what I think is going to happen.
Well,
like Rashid is desperate for a result, right? All season, yeah. And we've spoken to him, and we know he's a nice guy. We know he's quick, very very helpful guy, as everyone is, you know. But he's desperate for a result. And Mr. Error, he knows he's got some pace around here. He's desperate for a result. So I don't see that going well. I just don't. I hope I'm wrong. It'll probably be someone else who will just T-bone everybody, and I'll be completely wrong. But
yeah. So they just
look at Dal up there. Sorry, Timmy, getting excited.
Look at Dal up there.
Dal's done a really good qualifying session.
7th, yeah, actually.
Have a nosebleed. Go on, Dal.
Again, he's another one that I think is quicker than his results suggest a lot of the time.
100%.
Yeah, I don't think he quite has the look. But here we go. Go.
Go. Right. Come on then. Let's see what happens.
And unfortunately, Cooper,
is yours broke?
yeah, we have a big sign in the way that won't clear. Let me just see. I'm still broadcasting, but and I can cycle through cameras, but I can't get rid of the
broadcast.
message. Yeah.
Let me see the broadcast and see if I'm seeing that or if it's just.
Yeah, I'm seeing it because I've got the broadcast on myself. So.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Do you think I should stop the broadcast and restart the broadcast?
Just press your options button on
Yes, I've pressed it about 20 times. It's obviously not doing it.
20 times.
How stupid do I look, sound, whatever?
well, if you want to ask that question, mate. Yeah, what do we do with that?
I'll stop share and we'll reshare. Yeah.
Yes, do that.
See if
I'll
we can
just
clear
keep. Yeah, I'll just keep talking.